Thank you to Nebraska Sorghum for inviting me today. And let's see if I get the clicker right. So I'm going to talk to you today about Nebraska AgrAbility, which is a resource for farmers and ranchers with disabilities, disabling health conditions. Our ultimate goal is to work with farmers and ranchers throughout the state to help find them assistive technology so that they can continue to do what they love in the field of agriculture. We serve a wide variety of injuries and impairments, all the way from arthritis, back injury, up to Parkinson's, stroke, spinal cord injury, and we work countlessly with a lot of different project partners throughout the state. And so our goal is ultimately to always keep educating about our program so that everyone can know about it. We've been in the state of Nebraska since 1995, and we like to say that we're a well-kept secret, and we're there if people need it, but we'd like to get the word out so that more individuals can utilize our program. So Nebraska AgrAbility is a nationally funded program by the USDA NIFA. Every 4 years we compete for a grant project. So actually here this year we're starting to re-up our grant, and we'll submit it in January of 26 to have another 4 years of a program. So that grant requires us to have 2 partnerships in the state. So we work closely with Nebraska Extension. Our educators are in Dawes County, which is Chadron, and then we have an extension educator in Buffalo County, and then one that works as an ag engineering, biomechanical engineering educator at UNL Systems. And then our nonprofit team is Easter Seals Nebraska, and that is who I am employed by, and our goal within Easter Seals is to help all individuals of all ages with any type of disability and keep them in the workforce with whatever that includes. Some of you are probably very familiar with Easter Seals Nebraska's largest program, which is our Camp and Respite program. And we serve all abilities and all ages through our camp program. So, like I said, we've been in Nebraska since 1995 within Nebraska AgrAbility. The federal funding that we do receive only allows us to provide a professional assessment. It does not allow us to purchase any of the assistive technology that we make recommendations for, but that is where we work with program partners and have other partnerships available to help fund some of the technologies for farmers and ranchers. So this being a national project means that many states throughout have a current project. So all the states in that yellow color currently have an active AgrAbility project. The states in white, like Iowa, Kansas, Wyoming, they have what we call an affiliate program. So they get some type of state funding to operate and keep going. And then anything in gray does not currently have a program, but many of them are serving farmers and ranchers just through their own funds that they can find to assist them. Our service lines within Nebraska AgrAbility are to do outreach, education, networking, and our main bread and butter is obviously client services. Our extension team typically takes care of the outreach, the education, and the networking. And our Easter Seals team primarily focuses on the client services exponent, and then we also help with the outreach and education and networking when we can. So again, my job is to provide an on-farm consultative service to assist and find out the best types of assistive technology for our farmers and ranchers. So we do usually, a farm visit for me is about 3.5 hours long. And I have a long list of questions that I ask to help better understand what's not only happening for those farmers and ranchers in the spring, but the summer, the winter, the fall, because at every aspect of your operation, you're doing something different. That helps me to get a better idea of what types of assistive technology are available and what I can make to recommend for you guys to overcome the limitations that you may be experiencing so that you can be productive back in agriculture. And I love this quote, modify your practices, not your dreams. So I talk a lot about assistive technology, and many of you are probably thinking wheelchairs, walkers, canes. For me, in the realm of agriculture, technology for our farmers and ranchers looks like a side-by-side utility vehicle, because you can only walk 5 steps before your back gives out, or you have a lung impairment and so you can't breathe to walk long distances. We're talking about extra steps and handrails so you can get up and inside your tractor, or maybe a lift so that you can get up and inside your tractor. So when I say assistive technology, again, it is more the realm that is geared to farmers and ranchers. We do have some assistive technology handouts, and those are our QR codes to link you directly to them. I think you guys have access to the PowerPoints maybe when this is not over. If not, let me know and I can get you access to our handouts, but they're also on our AgrAbility website, which is here at the end. But we have a high-tech assistive technology handout, which tends to be obviously more expensive, larger pieces of assistive technology. You'll see there the 4-wheeler ramp. This gentleman has a hard time crawling on and off of his equipment to open and close gates. So this eliminated a task for him by having to be able to drive over them. This gentleman down here uses a specialty lift to gain access up into his tractor. This one has a back injury and couldn't lift his net wrap rolls. So there's a new piece of equipment out there that actually lifts it up from the ground for him. And then we also have the backup balls there in the center to help align so you're not twisting and turning, and you don't have to make several trips if you're a bad backer upper like me. So our client services are all confidential. We work together to discuss the goals and the limitations. We discuss all the tasks. I want to watch everyone climb in and out of equipment so I can visually see what's happening. We recommend different types of modifications. We provide different types of resources and make those connections for farmers and ranchers so that they can be connected. We create reports for our funding resources and help find quotes for all the pieces of assistive technology. So that's, again, something that you as a farmer or rancher don't have to do on your own. So again, like I said, our farm site assessment takes typically about that 3.5 hour range. Some of our funding resources do come with us for that, so they can see what we're going to make recommendations on and what we're going to talk about. This is just something simple that we did on one of the last farms I was on. We took tractor steps and remodded to a different tractor. So added a handrail, added that lower step because he was having trouble. This typical step right here is about 24 inches up off the ground, which is fairly high for a lot of individuals. And if you've had a knee injury or a hip injury, they typically only want you to go 15 to 16 inches up off the ground, making it a lot easier step to handle. Plus points of contact when you're climbing on and off equipment like this, you should always have 3 points of contact, and those steps and handrails make it a lot easier to maintain those 3 points of contact. So to qualify for AgrAbility services, we have no age limit. We're not gender specific. You do have to have income from farming or ranching, and you must have a medically documented health condition or disability. Like I said, we serve arthritis, back injury, spinal cord, traumatic brain injury. We serve a little bit of everything. This last year, I would say, was the year of the amputation, unfortunately. And so I served about 15 clients with amputations in the last year. So. And there's no cost to utilize our program for farmers and ranchers. That's what our USDA funds allow us to do. So we come to you free of charge to help put together a report and help you find the resources then to get the items funded and things like that. So how to refer clients or how to contact me. This is going to be the best bet is to head to our website, that agrability.unl.edu. That has a contact us page. It also has my direct contact information there. That's my work cell phone, so I'm always available for you to call or text that number. But we also have brochures that are here available for you guys. I'm not sure where they got relocated to. And there's also some business cards that got placed on the lunch table. So make sure you grab some of those. Take any brochures that you want today and pass them around in your local communities, or maybe you know someone that could utilize this program. So I am going to share a video, and I think we can get this to work. Bear with me.
I've known I wanted to be a farmer since I was old enough to walk. Like, I remember trying to skip school to go help Dad work on the farm. My favorite thing about being a farmer is not doing the same thing every day. From season to season, you're always doing something different. You're not doing the same cookie cutter job every day. 2015, March 8th, I was in a car accident and my life changed forever. So one of the biggest things that AgrAbility helped me find and get was my Life Essentials lift that is mounted on the back of my pickup. I use that lift every day, and I've actually used it to get into multiple pieces of equipment.
AgrAbility serves Nebraska farmers and ranchers experiencing an illness or injury that limits their ability to perform routine tasks. We recommend creative solutions to continue working safely. This service provides hope by preserving an agricultural way of life.
So that was Will. He's actually just north of here in Palmer, Nebraska. Young gentleman. And his story is very inspiring. He's been successfully working back in his family's agricultural business. Something that's even more important for you to know, he actually this past year was able to go off his state benefits that he got from Medicaid and Medicare because of the equipment that he was able to get. So he's now fully functioning and not taking any state assistance to provide medical services or anything that he needs. So this program works. You have to maybe give it a little time. You have to truly know that you can do anything, and that will work to find you the best types of assistive technology so that you can keep going on. Do I have any questions? Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. You know, even some of the pieces of assistive technology listed on both of those pieces on those technology handouts can benefit individuals. You know, like some things that we share at shows and stuff when we are at booths are like little gardening tools, and they have a curved handle so it keeps your hand in a specific situation, so that basically it's preventing you from having to work around arthritis or carpal tunnel, helps you to alleviate those things before maybe even getting them. So a lot of the tasks that we do can be easily prevented, and our goal is to also help recommend things that would prevent any type of a secondary injury as well. So, yeah. Anything else?
I got a question for you.
Oh,
I'm still
okay.
in between. And I think it's interesting because we don't know what we don't know. And that's where those handouts come in. And one of the most important things you said was get the word out. And that's what we're all here to do. Talk to us for a little bit about who is harder to work with, males or females?
Sorry, men. I typically don't, if it is a male farmer that I'm working with, I typically don't talk with him until I get there that day for the farm visit. It's the wife, it's the daughter, someone else in their family that sees them struggling. They're the ones that contact us. They're the ones that start everything in play. And then when I come out to do a visit, that's typically the first time I met them. So I think my biggest thing is don't be scared to ask for help. We all need help with something every once in a while. So the earlier that we can intervene means the more success you will have down the road.
The other word is stubborn. Don't be stubborn. And I think one thing is when we talk about the ages that utilize the program, it's probably either from injury or older. Whereas if we had some of our producers who maybe started or recognized earlier, how do you talk to those of us here that are mostly just moaning and doing it with ibuprofen or something? How do you help us today?
Absolutely. So on our AgrAbility website, actually, we do have some arthritis brochures, suggestions, and I can, if you email me as well, I can directly send you the information we have. We have some great OT students that come and work for us every year for about 4 months, and they help develop some of these educational brochures. So we have stuff on slips, trips, and falls on the farm and how to reorganize a machine shed so that you're safer there. We have techniques for climbing on and off equipment. One of the handouts that's here is a stretching brochure. I typically recommend that you take one and put them in every vehicle, because if you are driving a tractor, you're probably using auto steer and you're going to get bored. So take the time while sitting in there to do some stretching. Stretching helps to prevent further injury and keeps you moving. So,
another key word you said was safety, and that's a big piece of it. With all of our automations, just flexing our wrists and our ankles at times can be key. One last one for you. Talk a bit about some of the ways you can help with some vision. A lot of us are out in the sun. Macular comes in, glaucoma. What are some ways you can help producers and farmers with vision issues?
absolutely. So this is kind of something that's in my eyes, because I have a couple vision clients that I'm actually, low vision clients that I'm working with right now. So we actually work with a lot of the times the Nebraska Commission for the Blind and Visually Impaired, and they help to educate on specialty apps, things that can be utilized off your cell phone for low vision individuals. But within the agricultural realm, we try to put in sensors, so some type of hearing buzzer, or maybe realign stuff with colors that you're seeing otherwise versus colors that maybe aren't as bright to you. Typically, we're using yellows and reds on farm sites. Otherwise, for low vision as well, things that you could do inside your shops is have a radio or a wind chime in every location, and they all play a different tune, obviously. So you can set them at different stations, and that would indicate to you, well, that's my northwest machine shed, or that's the southwest machine shed. We also do different types of tubing for different cattle gates. So circular tubing, square tubing, V-shaped tubing, to allow individuals to know what yards they're in. We work quite often with a program out of Missouri called Farm Dog, and it's PHARM dog, but they help train either border collies or labs. The border collies are for help with low vision to move animals throughout, and then they train labs to help open and close gates, pick up tools for you up off the ground. And so sometimes when we have low vision individuals, we make sure that they get connected with them, and again, try to help them find funding to pay for things like that as well.
Super. Emily, thank you very much. Let's give Emily a hand, please.
Thank you.